KIRO 7's Shelby Miller continues our team coverage. She is in Tumwater Live, where teachers are putting plans in place for tomorrow's demonstration. Shelby?
And I just checked in because there is bargaining happening right now, but so far no answers today. And teachers I spoke to here in Tumwater are not very optimistic that any answers will come from those meetings today. That's why they came together, coming up with a game plan for picketing at all these schools tomorrow morning. Tumwater teachers typically spend Labor Day putting the finishing touches on their classrooms. Today, they plan their picket lines.
Although we don't want to strike, we feel this is the only way that we can get that message across to the district, that now is the time. The state Supreme Court promised it, and so we're hitting the lines to do that.
DJ Breimer is a Tumwater teacher and parent. He says the issue is about more than just money. They want to decrease class sizes and increase safety.
We are ranked 277th out of 295 school districts in the state, and we want to get those class sizes smaller.
When it comes to pay, Tumwater Teacher and Education Association President Tim Voy says they just want to be competitive.
We've been playing catch-up because they're immediate neighbors of ours, and 4 years ago you could have driven 10 miles up the road and earned $10,000 more a year.
It's a similar situation for Centralia Public Schools.
Yeah, we've heard a lot about Centralia and the fear that it could become a stepping stone district. We had 41 teachers leave last year. I think that number itself just really speaks volumes.
Amanda McDougall's a parent. She says she'll be picketing with teachers tomorrow. I'm told they plan to meet at all Centralia schools, holding signs to send the school board a message.
I'm not pulling my kids to go to school somewhere else. I'm just going to fix what's going on here.
Until Tumwater reaches a deal, Breimer says he'll continue fighting for change too.
Now here we are at the 0 hour where superintendents and school districts, to be quite honest, have painted us in a negative light and put us in a situation where we have to go onto the picket lines to make sure that McCleary promise is followed through upon.
Centralia and Tumwater teachers both tell me they expect hundreds of people to be out tomorrow, again in front of all of the schools, voicing their concerns for what's going on over this bargaining. Right here behind us is one of those locations, as well as many others throughout the area, and we will keep tabs in case anything changes between now and tomorrow morning. Reporting live in Tumwater, Shelby Miller, KIRO 7 News.
The first day of school in Tumwater. KIRO 7's Petrania Poonswan spoke with both parents and teachers, and right now, there's no word on when the kids will go back to class.
This music teacher at Tumwater High School should be in the classroom today getting ready for the first day of school tomorrow. But he and other teachers got word last night the first day of class is canceled.
It is tough for families, yeah, and it's tough for our families too.
Contract negotiations broke down after 6 hours at the bargaining table. This morning, teachers picketed outside all of the schools in the district. They're not only asking for higher pay, but also smaller class sizes and more resources for special education teachers like Sherry White, who said she's not being compensated for the work she has to get done at home.
I love my students. My paperwork gets done on Saturday and Sunday mornings while my family's asleep.
We saw a number of parents who came out to support the teachers, including this firefighter whose son is supposed to start kindergarten tomorrow.
It's difficult, but understanding that we're doing this for the right reasons, that our teachers deserve to be compensated.
These educators say they will continue to be out here making their voices heard.
Bye-bye. Thank you for your support.
Till a deal is reached.
We need to value our teachers and pay them what they're worth.
And these teachers vow to be back here in the picket line until a deal is reached. Another bargaining session is set for noon tomorrow here at the Tumwater School District office. But now reporting in Tumwater, Petrania Poonswan, KIRO 7 News.
News now with Shelby Miller live in Tumwater, and Shelby, bargaining is expected to go on through the night there.
It is, and in fact, just minutes ago, I found out the district has announced that they will be suing the Tumwater Education Association, but despite that, bargaining is still happening inside district offices right now as we speak. It started at noon. It's supposed to go until at least 11 p.m., and Tumwater is not the only district dealing with the situation. The sun beat down on Tumwater teachers standing in front of the district office on strike day number 2.
We're going to enter this school year with classrooms that don't have teachers in them. And we need to stop that. We need to be competitive this year, not in the future.
Henry Valls is a high school chemistry teacher. He wants smaller classes, increased safety, and higher salaries. I asked him how big the gap is between Tumwater and surrounding schools.
With their new tentative agreements, it's $10,000 less than what was offered at Clover Park and Stillicombe.
Hi, how are you today?
In Centralia, school is canceled until further notice. Food Service Director Michael Young is making sure kids don't go hungry by handing out sack lunches.
I think it's a really nice option for us to be able to feed some kids. It's a needy area, and there's a lot of kids out there who need a meal.
Parents tell me they're thankful for the food. They support teachers, but want their kids to get to class.
We have to take it one day at a time.
I was probably more bummed out than anybody. I'm ready for school to start.
In North Thurston, teachers don't have contracts, but they're in the classroom.
We're just hoping that we can come up with a contract soon, and I think the bottom line is everybody in our district is here for kids, and we were really grateful that we could start on time today.
Jeff Scott is happy his granddaughter is in class, but says he'd support North Thurston teachers if they voted to strike.
They want their money, we understand that, but they also want to be here for the kids, so that says a lot.
I am told all three districts will be bargaining again tomorrow. Again, we just found out here in Tumwater that the school district is suing the Tumwater Education Association. Right now, we're going to go talk to teachers here, and we'll bring you an update coming up at 6 o'clock. Reporting live in Tumwater, Shelby Miller, KIRO 7 News.
We have a list of all the districts negotiating contracts right now. It's part of our comprehensive coverage that you can find by going to KIRO7.com/teacherstrikes.
The law each and every day they strike.
A judge made that ruling today, but he did not take any further action against them. Team coverage of the ongoing strikes begins with KIRO 7 South Sound reporter Shelby Miller. And Shelby, the legal battle in Tumwater is far from over.
The judge told everybody today that it's too soon for him to take sides because there was not enough proof that the strike here in Tumwater is actually hurting students. So he set up a new hearing, and that happens on Wednesday morning. He did say multiple times that the strike is illegal, and despite that, teachers headed right back out to the picket lines. Fair contract now! Hundreds of Tumwater teachers filled Thurston County Courthouse sidewalks as their fight with the district heats up.
It was a slap in the face. It felt like zero respect from people that we look to and we respect them, and I felt like that was no respect for us.
Tumwater special education teacher Susan Rixey could not believe the district took them to court. For the first time today, we heard from Superintendent John Bash.
Like TEA has chosen a strike as part of their negotiation toolkit, the district is simply engaging in this legal action in the same process.
He admits Tumwater is going through tough times.
We often call ourselves a Tumwater family. Well, there's a little turbulence in our family right now, but we think we'll come back together.
The district's attorney argued the strike is hurting families who rely on school food programs, childcare, and special education classes.
Only harm that really speaks to me, but it does speak to me at this point, is the harm to special needs children and the education that they receive.
Although concerned, Judge Chris Lanise says it's too soon to tell if the strike is causing students substantial harm. But there was one issue he stressed.
I want to make very clear, however, that the strike is illegal.
That didn't stop teachers from hitting the picket lines, fighting for higher wages, better safety standards, and smaller classes.
Our teachers deserve a better contract, one that lowers our class sizes.
We're pretty hurt, but we're also pretty fired up. We're doing this for our kids, so it matters.
And although state employees striking is illegal here in Washington, there are no repercussions or legal punishments they can face. We did look that up. Now, as you just heard there from the judge, he was concerned, especially for students who are in those special education classes. So I spoke with a mom whose daughter is in one of those classes here in Tumwater. I asked her if she felt like her daughter was at all being hurt by the fact that classes are delayed. Hear her answer coming up at 6. Reporting live in Tumwater, Shelby Miller, KIRO 7.
On the eve of a court battle,
This was an opportunity for us to negotiate and be out at the forefront.
teachers are back on the picket lines, and another district is facing the legal system.
It's scary for the community.
KIRO 7 has team coverage of the negotiations and why one district's move could leave teachers on strike even longer. A handful of school districts remain at the bargaining table. Good evening. I'm Monique McLovin.
I'm Steve Rabel, and that includes Tacoma, Tumwater, Centralia, and Battleground. Team coverage begins with KIRO 7 South Sound reporter Shelby Miller. She's live in Tumwater. And Shelby, the WEA is preparing for multiple court appearances this week.
Yeah, we're seeing the districts actually take legal action and try to force teachers back into the classroom. Now, tomorrow, teachers in Centralia will be in court for their first hearing. And then on Wednesday, if bargaining does not go well, Tumwater teachers head back to face a judge.
Centralia! Centralia! Centralia!
Chants could be heard throughout Centralia as the battle between teachers and the district takes a tumultuous turn.
I wish I had good news. It's not good news.
This marks bargain number 18 for Centralia schools.
It's scary for a lot of us. I think it's scary for the community. I imagine it's scary for the district as well. Nobody wanted to be here.
Fifth grade teacher Frederick Noro says the past week has been a roller coaster ride. Today, teachers took a break from the picket lines and held a potluck lunch in the park. They've been striking for 4 days now. If a deal is not reached, tomorrow the union and the district face off in court.
No, I never anticipated to get here, and I don't think anybody would.
Tumwater teachers are in the same boat. They head back to court Wednesday.
Right up until August 31st, the district was only offering us 3.1%, which would have made us making less money than Elma and Shelton.
Ryan Johnston grew up in Tumwater and went to Black Hills High School.
I was lucky to have a very good education, and I feel like the people in this room, the people out on the picket lines, are a huge hand in that.
He's one of hundreds in Tumwater who've signed declarations supporting teachers on strike. In Centralia, they're making the same moves.
Over 600 parent declarations.
Many hope these signatures make a difference to a judge. And here at the WEA in Tumwater, they are taking those declarations until 6 p.m. today, and then they'll open back up again tomorrow to get more signatures that they are hoping really will make a difference to the judge. Tomorrow, Centralia is due in court at 1 p.m. in Lewis County, and we will plan to be there to bring you the very latest. Reporting live in Tumwater, Shelby Miller, KIRO 7 News.
Water teachers say bargaining has reached a standstill. If things don't get figured out today, they head back to court tomorrow. KIRO 7 South Sound reporter Shelby Miller is live in Olympia. And Shelby, the district is trying to get a judge to force teachers into the classroom.
And the judge says in order for that to happen, he needs proof that students here in Tumwater are substantially being harmed by the strike because they're not in the classrooms for the past week. Rather than picket today on Patriot Day, teachers in Tumwater went out and volunteered in their community.
Voila.
Oh, yay. Bravo.
Finally.
Ripping up roots and trimming trees. Today, Tumwater teachers traded their strike signs for shovels, spending September 11th giving back.
I was thinking this would be a really cool thing to get to do every year on 9/11, but usually we're in the classroom.
Not this year. Instead, teachers have been on the picket line for a week.
It's been pretty turbulent and stressful, and this is really feeding the souls of our teachers.
Since they're not in the classroom, today hundreds of Tumwater teachers volunteered at places like Old Pioneer Cemetery, the Thurston County Food Bank, and the animal shelter. They also brought treats to first responders.
We thought that today would be a good day to go out and help the community and not be standing on the lines, but showing them that we support them in other ways.
Tumwater Education Association President Tim Voy says bargaining isn't going very well. He hopes Centralia's tentative agreement helps negotiations in Tumwater. He doesn't know what will happen if they go back to court tomorrow.
We will accept whatever ruling the judge brings forward, and we'll make a decision on where we go after that.
Despite what the district says, teachers firmly believe the strike isn't hurting students.
Sending them back to the same learning conditions and crowded classrooms, they feel that is harming students more than being off for a few extra days.
I just checked in, and Tumwater said they now have 800 declarations that they plan to bring here tomorrow. The rally starts at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and then the hearing is scheduled for 9 o'clock. Reporting live in Olympia, Shelby Miller, KIRO 7 News.
Citing a judge's order and voted overwhelmingly this afternoon to continue their strike. KIRO 7 South Sound reporter Shelby Miller is live in Olympia. And Shelby, the district plans to start school this week, but the teachers say flat out they're not going back without a deal.
Yeah, the district just told me that they told TEA members that they want teachers in class tomorrow and they want students back to class on Friday. But teachers who I spoke to who took part in that vote say if they go back to class, they worry that the district will not bargain in their favor.
It's not over. It's not over.
Just when you think the Tumwater Teachers strike might be over, there's a new plot twist.
I'm exhausted. My body's exhausted. My soul is exhausted. And I just want it to be over with. And I feel like this is going to be a long fight.
Tumwater teachers are heading back to the picket lines Thursday, defying Judge Chris Lanise's court order to stop striking and start the school year.
I'm going to grant the school district's motion for a preliminary injunction.
Judge Lanise ruled there's a chance the strike could cause students substantial harm. Tumwater Education Association President Tim Voy argues current circumstances are worse.
Crowded classrooms are not good for kids. Unsafe classrooms aren't good for kids. The refusal of the district to contact parents when there's a violent episode in a classroom is not fair to students also.
After the ruling, Superintendent John Bash said the district will bargain in good faith.
The district's doing everything it can to resolve this situation, and we believe we'll move forward.
Teachers like Linda Parker don't believe him.
We don't have any faith that the district is going to bargain fairly.
That's why she voted to continue to strike. Today, the judge didn't impose sanctions. Voy says teachers are already being penalized.
The biggest sanction right now is just our inability to get in the classroom with our students.
The district says if teachers don't report to work, the district will be forced to file an order to issue those sanctions and take the TEA back to court here in Thurston County. Now, I have asked both sides how far apart they are right now from actually reaching a deal to get everybody back on happy terms and into the classrooms. Because there is a mediator, I'm told that those precise numbers cannot be released. Reporting live in Olympia, Shelby Miller, KIRO 7 News.
Teacher strike in Tumwater. The district just announced school is canceled Friday, and they are taking further legal action to get teachers to class. KIRO 7 South Sound reporter Shelby Miller is live now in Tumwater. And Shelby, families there have been forced to really roll with the punches for more than a week.
And parents I spoke to said they understand why the strike is happening, but really no one thought it would go on for this long. They say the beginning it was tough. Now they're kind of getting in the swing of things. And they think programs like the YMCA, which has a day camp behind me here at the middle school, because right now no one knows when school will finally start. Kids filled Tumwater Middle School today. But rather than hitting the books, they're still taking part in summer fun.
Yeah, it's very nice to have something during the day because it is tough if we have to take work off and stuff to watch the kids.
Justin Ruiz says the YMCA's child care service has been a lifesaver during the Tumwater strike. He's brought his daughter and son here almost every day.
Every night she's saying, I hope I go to school tomorrow, and I just tell her it's going to be here sooner or later. We're going to get it going.
It's hard to tell when that's going to be.
We're in this for the long haul. We're not backing down. We're stepping up.
As kids kept busy inside, teachers walked the picket lines outside. South Sound YMCA President Kyle Kronk says they'll lend parents a helping hand as long as the strike goes on.
The community is really what we want to make sure is strong regardless of what else is going on. And, education is super important. It's something that we support as well.
I asked Tumwater mom, Savannah Smith, if she's worried about her kids falling behind.
It's your job to teach your kids. Teachers aren't babysitters. And so when the kids do go back to school, then I feel confident that my kids and our family are going to be able to pick right up where they're going to leave off. Yes, it's a little bit inconvenient, but you figure it out.
Even though parents are rolling with the punches, they hope the district and teachers come to terms soon.
As it goes longer, it's probably going to be a little more of an issue.
The good news is that the Y will hold this childcare here at the middle school every single weekday from 7 in the morning until 6 p.m. until the strike is over. You don't have to be a YMCA member. If you need help, just go ahead and reach out to the Y South Sound. And also, as you see behind me, there is a bus here, so although school has been canceled, at least sports are still in session. Reporting live in Tumwater, Shelby Miller, KIRO 7 News.
Will be back in class next week. The district and the Tacoma Education Association reached a tentative agreement tonight. This comes after teachers rallied outside district headquarters this afternoon. If teachers ratify it tomorrow, they'll avoid the non-binding arbitration set to start on Monday. A district spokesperson told us tonight schools are ready.
We're really thrilled that we could reach that agreement and get our kids back in school. It's been a hardship for all of our families, and we're really happy that it's over.
The district wants state lawmakers to revisit education funding, saying Tacoma was one of the districts that lost money under the Supreme Court's McCleary decision. Earlier this week, lawmakers representing Tacoma promised to work on that in January.
Get back in the classroom or we'll take you to the courtroom. That is the threat the Tumwater School District is making to its teachers tonight, and it got an earful in return. KIRO 7's Jessica O is live right now in Tumwater. And Jessica, teachers say they will stay on strike regardless of a court order.
Monica, judge on Wednesday ruled with the school district and said that teachers do need to end their strike despite signs like this all over the city of Tumwater. Tonight, teachers packed this room and made it very clear they have no intention of backing down.
Well, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight.
It was standing room only when teachers in Tumwater met to talk about a strike with no end in sight. They should have started school 7 days ago. Educators say it's not fair.
I am so tired of you saying you're bargaining in good faith. If you were, I'd be teaching now.
Both sides urgently want to get teachers back in class. They just can't agree on how to do it. Tumwater School District says they're going to file a court order against teachers if they aren't back in class by tomorrow. That means daily fines for the Education Association, but they say it's worth it.
I think the more frightening thing would be to walk away with a contract that wasn't worthy of this district.
Part of what makes Tumwater's strike so unique is that the focus isn't just on pay. Teachers don't want to compromise on smaller class sizes and school safety.
How can they understand how difficult it is to teach 38 students in a pre-calculus class?
I shouldn't have to worry about my kids going to school and being safe.
This needs to end.
2 school board members were present when parents and teachers voiced their concerns. The district told us negotiations are ongoing, even tonight, forcing them to cancel another day of school. Teachers say something needs to change soon.
But the time to talk is over. It is now the time to let our actions speak.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of our teachers decided as a whole fell swoop just to leave, just to make a point.
And we really have seen a tremendous amount of support for teachers in Tumwater. We should note that court order will likely be enforced sometime next week. Meanwhile, organizations like the YMCA are opening their doors to parents who may need help with things like daycare. We have much more information on that on KIRO7.com. For now, reporting live in Tumwater, Jessica O, KIRO 7 News.
Tar. The teachers have yet another court hearing on Monday if a deal with the district is not reached. KIRO 7 South Sound reporter Shelby Miller is live now in Olympia, where bargaining is happening as we speak. Shelby.
Bargaining went until about midnight last night. It picked up at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Teachers in Tumwater say they are willing to bargain throughout the weekend because they want to reach a deal. Students who I spoke to today say this strike already started pushing back graduation. A 4-mile march around Tumwater. This is how teachers spent strike day number 14.
It's very frustrating. We're kind of making history here in Tumwater, and it's kind of history that we never wanted to make.
Tumwater Education Association President Tim Voy says they're seeing movement, but not enough.
We really want them to commit to lowering class sizes, and what they're willing to do is to put more money in when you're at overload, but that doesn't lessen our class sizes. That doesn't make for a better environment for our students or our teachers.
That includes students like Emily Dobson. She's supposed to be starting her senior year. Instead, she's planning student rallies.
I mean, we're fighting for the teachers, but we're really fighting for ourselves. It's us who deserve these safe classrooms. It's me who deserves my great education from these teachers I love and learned from.
She says she wants Superintendent John Bash's attention. Graduation already got pushed back nearly 2 weeks.
That's just my biggest frustration, is that I want to get back into school and learn.
Mom Angela Varner wants her son Isaiah to start second grade.
It's not just affecting my kid that's in school, it's affecting the whole family.
She's spending nearly $50 a day to put Isaiah in daycare while she's in school. And to make matters worse, she's a substitute school bus driver, which means she's not getting paid during the strike.
I don't know when it's going to start back up. I don't know if me and my kids are going to be homeless. I don't know any of that.
Tim Voy insists that they will not go back to class without a contract, and he tells me though he doesn't want to come to court, he is prepared if they have to come back here on Monday. That is scheduled for 10 o'clock in the morning here at the Thurston County Superior Courthouse. I'll be here, if it happens, to bring you the latest. Reporting live in Olympia, Shelby Miller.
The agreement tomorrow, school will start on Tuesday. KIRO 7's Dee Dee Sun was there while teachers were picketing earlier today, and now, Dee Dee, relief.
Lindsay, the teachers were out here at the school district office picketing earlier tonight, or rather earlier today, and then celebrating right here tonight. Now, these negotiations have been going on since May, and the strike started on September 1st. So there were some emotional moments tonight after they reached that tentative agreement and Tumwater found common ground.
Tumwater teachers celebrating and hugging this fellow teacher and their union president.
Feels wonderful.
16 days of striking finally came to an end Sunday night after the district and union reached a tentative agreement.
We're back with our kids on Tuesday, and that's where we are.
Tumwater was the last district in Washington state to wrap up its strike. The teachers were still rallying just a few hours earlier.
We're just trying to get this solved.
We all want to, make the salary that professionals should make, but it's really at this point more about student safety issues and class sizes.
The Tumwater Education Association says the tentative agreement addresses all those issues.
Yeah, it's been a long haul, mostly because I've seen all the work that they've done.
Teachers will get a 16.7% raise. The district said in an emailed statement, "This agreement honors the valuable work our educators conduct with students, as well as our commitment to providing a professional and competitive wage."
A court order.
The contentious process also dragged out in court, where a Thurston County judge ordered teachers to stop striking. They didn't and were scheduled to be back in court Monday, but now the tentative agreement cancels that hearing. The teachers out here say it was all worth it.
We are stronger for this strike, and we're going to be better teachers for our students after the strike.
We're going to look back on this struggle that we've been through, and they're going to all know that we did something epic for the community and for our students and for our families.
The district did add this tentative agreement means the district will start this school year about $4.5 million in debt and will start the next school year with a $7.5 million deficit. The district says its leaders are looking at places where it can slash costs for this year, and it plans to talk with state legislators. Live in Tumwater, Dee Dee Sun, KIRO 7 News.
In Tacoma, students will be back in class tomorrow with teachers back to work once again. Members of the Tacoma Education Association voted overwhelmingly in favor of a new contract with Tacoma Public Schools on Friday. That agreement included a 14.4% pay increase.
It's pretty life-changing, and it'll make a really big difference for a lot of people.
We're really thrilled that we could reach that agreement and get our kids back in school. It's been a hardship for all of our families. And we're really happy that it's over.
The district wants state lawmakers to revisit education funding, saying Tacoma was one of the districts that lost money under the Supreme Court's McCleary decision. Earlier this week, lawmakers representing Tacoma promised to work on that in January.
Supposed to begin, Tumwater students finally head back to classes tomorrow. The Tumwater Education Association voted this morning to ratify its agreement with the district ending its strike. And KIRO 7 South Side reporter Shelby Miller is live in Tumwater this evening. Shelby, teachers say they are relieved by this.
Tumwater teachers were on strike for 16 days, but they tell me it was all worth it. They are starting school tomorrow, and their contract includes a nearly 17% raise. This sign says it all. Tumwater teachers are off strike. And they couldn't be happier.
It's exhilarating, it's exhausting.
Tumwater Education Association President Tim Voy fought on the front lines the entire strike.
I think when we look back on it a year from now, years from now, we're going to know that we did some really good things for the students in our community. And
teachers get a 16.7% salary raise this year and a 2.4% increase next year. Voy says the boost brings a first-year teacher's salary from about $43,000 a year to $51,000. The highest-paid teachers now make about $96,000.
I'm really excited. These are the kind of things like, I can help my daughter go to college or finish her college payment and tuition. We can fix the broken car, things like that. So.
It's a much better contract for students, teachers, and the safety of everybody. It's just fantastic. I just can't believe it.
Although teachers are happy, the district claims the new contract puts them in debt. The district expects to face an estimated $4.4 million deficit this year and a $7.5 million next year. Voy believes the numbers are exaggerated.
We ended last year with a $3.1 million fund balance. And so I think if the district continues to be fiscally responsible like they have been in years past, I think we'll be okay.
9 school days overall were missed so far, so the TEA and the district said they'll meet up to decide how to divvy those up, whether they'll take days for winter break or maybe push a few days further out into the school year. We'll let you know when we find out more about that. But again, school in Tumwater officially starts tomorrow. Reporting live in Tumwater, Shelby Miller, KIRO 7 News.